Hi, I'm Kirk Evans, president of U.S. LawShield, here today with an update on 3 new gun laws in the state of New Jersey that are in effect today as of the filming of this video. So number one applies primarily to firearms dealers, and this one affects what I'll call the old law. So the old law in New Jersey was that a firearms dealer to get in trouble and get convicted of a crime if they knowingly sold a firearm to someone that was a prohibited person. The new law is that it's now knowingly, or if the dealer reasonably should have known that the person was a prohibited person or could not otherwise purchase a firearm. So what does that mean? If they take the background check, passed with flying colors, everything like that, but you have some other reason to know that they cannot purchase a firearm, you can be convicted of a crime and can lose your firearms license if you're a firearms dealer in New Jersey. Number two deals with pretrial detention and pretrial release. So everybody remembers the bail reform we had a few years back, where the courts are required within 48 hours of your arrest to either let you out with some type of pretrial conditions and things like that, or they can keep you until trial. Now that period is extended for firearms offenses, and it's not just use of a firearm, but firearm possession offenses also. So the new law says that the state can keep you in with no bail and no release for up to 7 days to run, quote, ballistics test. So we all think of ballistics tests, obviously, if you shot someone and they're trying to figure out, was it you? Was that your gun? The same type of caliber, et cetera, like that. They have up to 7 days where they can keep you in jail to run those ballistics tests to figure out if you were the shooter. But new law is not clear. It just uses the word ballistics, and it applies to possessory offenses. So it may very well be if you're accused of possessing, let's say a 50 cal, which is banned in New Jersey, or a quote unquote assault firearm, that the state can hold you up to 7 days to run a quote ballistics test to figure out if your firearm is a 50 cal or meets the definition of those assault firearms. Obviously, your attorney will argue strenuously to the contrary, that that's not what the law means, but just keep in mind that's what it could mean and could apply to you if you're ever charged with the firearm-related offense. The last thing to watch out for is the definition of what you can't have instructions to 3D print. So if you have instructions to 3D print a firearm, that's prohibited, but it also includes firearms components. Now, New Jersey has a specific definition of major firearms components, and that things like the slide and the receiver and all that. But this new law just says components. So it technically could apply to things like a grip or a sight or things like that. You may think, hey, I'm not going to 3D print a firearm, but I want to make some real nice grips for my handgun. I would be very, very cautious before doing that and before downloading any instructions for any portion of the firearm. And I would try to talk to an attorney before I even thought about doing so. And more importantly, if you've got something like that on your computer now, definitely want to seek the advice of counsel. If you're a U.S. LawShield member, at no additional cost to you as a part of your membership, you can call in, ask to speak to the independent program attorney there in New Jersey, and they can help you through any of those issues you may have, whether or not you might have had the file in the past, whether you want to download something, make some type of component now. You can call in, no additional charge, and they can walk you through any questions you might have.